Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not very good at live streams, am I? I just throw myself at them. I don't give anyone warning. I just throw myself at them. And if you turn up, you turn up. And if you don't, well, it's a little bit unlucky. Is it ADHD? I don't know. It's certainly something I just do anyway. I'm glad that some of you are in. Right, this morning I've had quite a few conversations with good investigative journalists and also a couple of YouTube creators, which is fantastic. I've been on the phone to Fiona this morning. We've done a chat with Jennifer, RHR, Real Housewives recap. So, and a few others, especially Dave Ellis, who's a defense analysis guy. So I've been speaking to quite a few people this morning, and I just thought I'd come and have a chat. I've got it on the TV at the minute, these Los Angeles wildfires, and it's quite crazy. Hi Zephyr, hi Deborah, hi Susan, hi Mogul. Said that one go. Who else, sir? Blacksmith, good to see you. Susan, Zephyr. You're all having a chat amongst yourselves. That's nice. Anyway, yeah, I spoke to a few people this morning, and there's a lot of conspiracies going around at the minute about the LA wildfires. And you know what? The body count at the minute is 16. So far, 16 bodies. The LA Fire Department say the number could possibly rise as they are able to move forward and check houses that have been destroyed. So it's quite sad. Yorkshire Teacup, thank you very much, Yorkshire Teacup. Hi Lisa. So I've been looking at that, and it's best not to comment on what we think may have caused it until we find out what's caused it. There's a lot of shit going on about this. But it's there. There's thousands of people, millions of people talking about it. I've just watched a news conference in China discussing this, and I've watched one in Sweden. So the meat of it is this: the majority of this they're blaming it on the climate because of the speed of the winds and how embers are traveling from fire to fire, and that is a part of it. But there's a lot more to do with this. First of all, a lot of the fire hydrants were empty, which is shameful. Not only were they empty, one of the reservoirs wasn't maintained and the water had been leaking. There's another thing. Gavin, a lot of people are calling, including the president incoming, are calling for Gavin Newsom to stand down and be prosecuted. Gavin is calling for an inquiry into the Los Angeles Police Department, he wants to find out. He's blaming the police department on the water shortage, which I find strange. The police department have arrested someone for arson, so that's going to be dealt with. A lot of celebrities are calling for the person who carried out arson to be dealt with. Now, if you are in the chat and you are from LA, my heart goes out to you. I didn't look up the laws in California. Is there a death penalty for arson? That especially if 16 people have lost their lives, is there a death penalty for what this person has done? That would there should be. I'm just saying there should be. So there's that to look at. So someone's carried out arson with the fact that the environmental side of California is greenery and trying to make things, environmentally friendly. So things weren't trimmed back and things, which helped spread the fire. And so there's a catalyst of failures here that I see. It's quite sad. I'm sure we'll find out in days to come that the body count will actually rise. I hope it doesn't, but it looks like it could. I have seen Gerard Butler crying in his driveway because he's lost everything. It's quite sad, isn't it? Sir Anthony Hopkins has lost everything. Billy Crystal, Paris Hilton, Mel Gibson, John Goodman, George Levy, Ricky Lake, James Woods, Adam Brody. Just some of the names that have lost everything, which is quite sad, isn't it? Didn't see P. Diddy's name on the list, though. Didn't see if he's lost everything. I'm just saying, the list will grow and grow. Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner have fled their home. Britney Spears has fled her home. Harrison Ford sitting in a police car who's had to leave. It's quite sad, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? It's quite sad what's happened. But the conspiracy theorists are going all over the place. Some are looking at, well, I say it, I've seen some people pointing the fingers at the Sussex Squad. I'm just saying, some people are pointing, there's loads of things happening out there. People are blaming the Epstein files. People are looking at the P. Diddy files. People are blaming the fire department. There's just so many things happening at the minute. It's hard to sort of put a finger on why this has all happened. Yes, it's part of climate, but it's also part of neglect and neglect. Yeah. There was a YouTuber, though, a few years ago, if you remember it, called Ashley, who the Sussex Squad went after her. They threatened that they were going to set fire to her house and her mum's house and stuff. And things like that did take place, which is quite sad that people would go to those lengths. But I've seen how the Sussex Squad behave, and I wouldn't put it past this is their type of behaviour, you know? Especially after Meghan was blackballed by a lot of people in Hollywood, you know, and all of a sudden no one in Hollywood has a home apart from Meghan. But that would be down to these lunatics. And I don't blame anyone in particular. I just know that there's lunatics out there that will do silly things, which is strange how people behave. We need to have people with mental health sort of looked at in a different light. I'm hoping that they get looked at in a different light. I think Kamala Harris is having to evacuate her home, which is sad, isn't it? But I am getting loads of messages coming in. People give me all these different things, what they think's happened, and sometimes it's best just to wait for the report to come out. Every day there's something new coming out about what's happened, and we will get to the bottom of this, or will we get to the bottom of this? Because for some reason, a lot of things seem to be hushed when it comes to the public domain, doesn't it? We don't find out exactly what's going on. Yeah. And that is a fair point. I read this morning about how some celebrities, not all, but some celebrities are self-entitled and they're willing to take fines. Kim Kardashian now has, I will point out, she now has a water system installed at her home so she doesn't use too much water. But you've got to bear in mind that over 80% of the water supply used in California is used agriculturally. And there's currently nothing in place to collect rainwater. 80% of rainwater that falls in California goes straight back into the Pacific Ocean. So if you live in an area which is prone to this type of environmental issues, then you clearly need to have something in place. It's just sad. The world's biggest stars are being hit in their pocket. And no doubt the GoFundMes, you'll see GoFundMes being set up all over the country. All over the country will have GoFundMes set up. I wouldn't donate money to help a guy worth 50. I will never donate money to a guy that's worth 100 million or 50 million to help him rebuild his home. I think, why? I mean, I know some of you will, and they're your friends, and a lot of these celebrities live in your head all the time. You know, you listen to their music, but they don't need your money. They don't, do they? They need your tears and your sorrow. The ones that have lost everything, 16 people have died, and we'll probably never find out who they are, which is quite sad. It'd be nice to find out who they are. Maybe it's their families that need help. I mean, Sir Anthony Hopkins doesn't need your £5, but the family these families that have lost members probably aren't even celebrities. They probably were a little bit wealthy, but you know, ordinary people have been affected here by this, which is crazy, isn't it? Yeah. don't know why you're saying drug abuse. Wasn't looking at that. Newspapers calling her investigation to avoid any responsibility for his mad policies. Yeah, it's sad. If you're at the top, listen. I'm sure the Los Angeles Fire Brigade, I mean, those guys and girls have been working tirelessly since Tuesday to try and control this and save lives and save livestock and save pets. And they're not on big wages, are they? No, they're not. If you're going to do a GoFundMe, if someone's doing a GoFundMe, set it up for the fire department. Don't set it up for this mega star that's worth 300 million. No, bollocks. I mean, they can rebuild. It's the fire department that are going to end up, lots of the people out fighting the fires are going to end up coming back traumatized. And will all these celebrities do something and give the proceeds to help the fire department or the Los Angeles Police Department or the LA hospital? Because that's the ones that are going to need help. That's the ones that are going to struggle. So what do you think? Do you think that people setting up GoFundMes to help multi-millionaires do you think it's worthwhile? Do you think it's pointless, or do you think they should be setting up GoFundMes to help Los Angeles Fire Department and people that actually are out there risking their lives? I mean, those men and women of the fire department, I'm just looking over the fires on the TV. I've got the fires there. So those are the men and women that are going to need help after this. I mean, the craziest thing about this, and if I'm wrong, let me know, is that these super multimillionaires may have lost everything in their home in LA, but they're now probably living in another home in another part of the country. They can fly by jet. I mean, they're worth that much money. I mean, when people say they've lost everything, no, they've lost everything in that home, but they have several homes that they haven't lost anything in. We, on the other hand, ordinary members of the public, if our house is burned down, we haven't got spare houses to go to, have we? Yeah. Hi, Anita. Yeah. So, even though it's devastating, and we're all jumping on the bandwagon to sort of see what's going on, is there conspiracies leading to somewhere? This is just a catalyst of failures in many areas. And I need to confirm, I have been hearing reports of this was started by an arsonist, but I haven't got something concrete. So if anyone knows anything concrete, put it in the chat, ladies and gents. And yeah. What have I got here in the chat here? I feel for anyone who has lost their home, but celebrities will have insurance. It's ordinary folk. Yeah, it's sad. Oh, hi, Anita. Thank you for joining. Thanks for becoming a member. Yeah, it is. I mean, we've got to bear in mind that these celebrities have worked hard. They're very fortunate. They've worked hard. Their memorabilia, personal things have been lost. Yeah. Ordinary families haven't got the luxury to move to another home. That's all I'm point out. Finesse says it's the ordinary people who need help, not the celebrities. I understand that 100%. What's that there? Zephyr says nothing concrete. Just speculation and knowing what I see. Yeah, I know. It's quite sad. But welcome, Anita. Yeah, Anita, thank you. Another member in there, which is fantastic. Always good to have more people join your community. All I will say about the fires is, tragic as it is, and with the amount of stories going around about what happened, it seems that things weren't done properly, and the failures have led to this. But also, hopefully, this is a lesson for celebrities that when you're living in areas where there is a chance of something going catastrophically wrong, especially in hot weather, don't waste thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of water on your fancy tropical plants that you've had flown in from another country. I mean, you've just seen how quickly things can disappear. Don't waste water. The amount of swimming pools up on the Hollywood Hills, the amount of swimming pools is colossal. Yeah, maybe this would be a time for someone to invent something which comes up from the ground near their swimming pool, which helps douse the house in fire. Sorry, it helps douse the house in water from the swimming pool. There needs to be something put in place, doesn't it? It's shame. It's all shameful, ladies and gentlemen. Baron's in the chat. Good to see Baron. Zephyr says multiple failures, but it's not the fault of the firefighter. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the guys and girls are out doing their job, risking their lives. So I hope that all these celebrities that have had their lives saved, they may have lost everything, but they've had their lives saved by the emergency services. I hope in some way they're able to give back to the emergency services that helped save them. Because they can always go make another movie and bring in $50 million and replace their home with one paycheck, can't they? I mean, of course they can. And move somewhere sensible. I mean, it always bugs me why people... I've always thought this as well. People live in areas where there's hurricanes and different types of weather. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people now will build bunkers and stuff like that. It's just weird. I'm glad that I'm safe where I live in the United Kingdom, actually. Well, when I say I'm safe, I mean, I think the only people here that are willing to do things bad is probably the police, actually. We're not safe on the police, They're not protecting us quite well, are they? They're letting evil run amok at the minute. So, yeah. Evil's winning. No problem with having people swimming pools, but if Newsom had not cut off, what did he do? Not cut off water, the situation would never have been bad. Yeah, well, I'm hearing that, but Newsom wants to have the LA Police Department prosecuted, which is shameful, the way he's behaving. Zephyr, you're right. Sarah Green's in the chat. Deborah, welcome to all joining the chat. Please smash the like button. Thank you, Deborah. Who would want to live in the Hollywood Hills again? It's a fair point, actually. I wouldn't want to live in the Hollywood Hills. I mean, to be fair, with today's technology and AI and things, you don't need to live in Hollywood in order to be a movie star, do you? I mean, there's studios all over England. There's studios all over the world. You can go into, you can film something there, and they can put it together with another. Have you not seen some of the actors where actors are meeting each other for the first time on a red carpet because they filmed everything in separate countries and made it blend? So you don't need to do that anymore. Hollywood is it used to be a place where you looked up at the big sign and you loved it, and the Hollywood Walk of Fame and stuff, but it hasn't been a good place in the last couple of years, has it? So it's a bit like the House of Lords, Hollywood, isn't it? In the House of Lords, I mean, crimes happen every day, but because you're so high up in society, they're brushed under the carpet, aren't they? Probably what's been happening in Hollywood. There's a lot of conspiracies coming in about why this has happened. Is it God? Is it this? Is it that? There's loads of things, ladies and gentlemen. But I just think it's just quite a few failures all happening at the one time, which is not good for society, is it? Well, yeah, the death toll at the minute 16. But Los Angeles Fire Department believe the death toll could rise dramatically as they are clearing through what's left behind. Well, listen, I don't think I'll stay on too long, actually. Only come on. Sometimes I just come on to get shit off my chest, you know what I mean? Amy, hi Amy. Graham's in the chat, trolls beware. Free will is a hard rod to hate. It is, isn't it? I mean, what's this here? Tina Walker says, Ben Habert reports there has been a treaty with Pakistan in place where they would accept and punish the discussing criminals for some reason. Yeah, but that's a different topic, though. This is about the LA. I'm just talking about the LA fires and stuff. But I get your point. I mean, our government does a lot of things with other countries, and then it all falls through at the last minute because it doesn't tick the diversity and inclusion box, which is quite sad. But it is quite sad. Well, listen, people, thanks for supporting my channel. Thanks for those of you that have become members. It's great to have you on board. Just going to go and try and rest for the rest of the day and see what's happening. Keep an eye on what's happening. Hopefully the body count doesn't get any higher and we can and they can control this. There's 4 separate fires burning, which is strange, isn't it? 4 separate fires. If it's proven that this is arson, then I hope the person behind it gets the death penalty. I hope they get the death penalty. And snakes, there'll be no more snakes, will there? That'll be all the snakes taken care of. Not all the snakes. I'm sure some of the snakes may have lost their homes, but they're still able to continue. But I mean the reptile type snakes. That's what I was getting at. Yeah. But listen, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that no one else is becomes a victim of this horrific type. I'm looking over there because that's where that is. But all good, ladies and gentlemen. Apart from that horrific stuff, it's all good. Yeah, could talk about other things, about individuals turning up. I put a little video up today. It's a short. I put a short up today of someone coming up a car park and speaking to Angelina Jolie. And whether you like her or not, she was more interested in getting food into her car, back to her home, where she's actually taking in other people to stay in her home that have lost stuff in the fires. So well done to her. She didn't need anything. She's got her own issues going on at home as well. You know what I mean? So to take in people when you have a lot going on shows you the true character of people. So I take my hat off to Angelina Jolie and other people that are taking people in. It's great to see. Anyway, listen, I'll let you go. Have a wonderful day. It is Sunday. Smile. Just remember, you've got your health. Most of us have got our health. At least we have somewhere to go back and sit down and talk to. Take care, everyone, and have a great Sunday, okay?